There comes a moment in every gardener's life. You're standing in the garden center, hands full of seedling trays, your back already warning you about what's coming, and somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet little voice says, there has to be a smarter way to do this. Well, my dear friend, today I'm going to show you that there is. I'm sharing 12 incredible vegetables that you plant just once, and they come back to feed you year after year, sometimes for 20 years or more. No replanting every spring, no starting from scratch, just roots that grow deeper and more generous with every passing season. Stay with me all the way to number 10, because that one is a hidden gem that most American gardeners have never even heard of. And once you know about it, you'll want it in your garden immediately. So go ahead, pour yourself something cold, find a comfortable spot in the shade, and let's begin. We begin with the true royalty of the perennial garden, asparagus. If you've only ever had asparagus from the grocery store, I want you to try something different. Imagine walking out to your own garden on a cool spring morning, snapping a fresh green spear right off the plant, and having it on your plate within the hour. The flavor is sweet, tender, and completely alive in a way that store-bought simply cannot match. Asparagus grows beautifully in zones 3 through 9, so most of us across the country are right in its happy range. Now, I won't pretend with you, it does ask for patience. It takes about 2 to 3 years to fully establish before you get a real harvest. But once it's settled in, that bed will feed your family for 15 to 20 years from a single planting. 15 to 20 years. So this summer, use this beautiful warm season to do the preparation work. Clear out a dedicated bed, dig it deep, enrich the soil, get it completely weed-free and ready. Then, when early spring arrives, that's when you plant your crowns. Some gifts in life are absolutely worth waiting for.
Next, rhubarb. Just saying the word takes me straight back to my grandmother's kitchen. The smell of a bubbling rhubarb pie in the oven, those gorgeous deep red stalks, there is nothing quite like it. Rhubarb loves zones 3 through 9, and it genuinely thrives with a proper cold winter. That chill is what resets it and makes it come back stronger every spring. And unlike asparagus, you can start harvesting a little as early as the second year, with the harvest getting more generous every single season after that. One thing I must always remind you, and please keep this in mind, only the red stalks are for eating. The large green leaves are toxic and must always go straight to the compost bin the moment you harvest. Safety first, always. If you don't have rhubarb yet, start looking for crowns to plant this coming fall. And if you already have a plant, right now in summer, simply let her rest. She's storing up energy for everything she'll give you next spring.
Number 3 is a genuine showstopper, the Globe Artichoke. I will be honest with you, I first grew artichokes for their taste, and then I fell in love with them all over again for how they look. Those silver green architectural leaves, those dramatic heads sitting up tall and proud. Your neighbors will be stopping by just to ask what on earth that magnificent plant is. Artichokes thrive as true perennials in zones 7 through 10. But if you're in a colder zone, here is a little trick that works beautifully. Grow your artichoke in a large container. When fall arrives, bring the whole pot into a sheltered spot, a garage, a covered porch. Water it just lightly through the winter, and bring it back out when spring warms up. You save the whole plant, no starting over. And here is my favorite thing. If you let even one artichoke head go past harvest without cutting it, it blooms into the most breathtaking purple flower you have ever seen. I do it on purpose sometimes, just for the pure joy of it.
Number 4, I like to call the survivor, horseradish. Zones 3 through 9, practically indestructible, and one of the most satisfying things you will ever grow in your own backyard. There is something almost magical about homemade horseradish. The store-bought kind is fine, but freshly grated horseradish from your own garden has a bold, bright, nose-tingling kick that is simply in a different league. Mix it with a little cream and lemon, and you have a sauce that makes any meal feel special.
One very important word of advice though, plant horseradish in a container. A large pot, a raised bed with a solid base, anything that keeps the roots from spreading. Because if you let it loose in an open garden bed, it will happily travel and claim the whole territory as its own. Contain it, love it, and it will reward you endlessly. The good news? You can plant potted horseradish right now, even in the heat of summer, as long as you keep it well watered. It is that forgiving.
Now, this one is one of my absolute favorites to watch through the summer months. Jerusalem artichokes, or sunchokes as many of us know them. They grow in zones 3 through 9, and right now, in midsummer, they are putting on quite a show. These plants shoot up tall, sometimes 6 or 7 feet in the air, and they are just about to burst into bloom with the cheeriest, brightest yellow flowers, like little sunflowers dancing in the wind. Your whole garden lights up around them. But here is where the real magic is. The treasure is underground. After the first frost in late fall or early winter, you dig up the tubers, knobby, cream-colored little things, and they are absolutely delicious. Eat them raw like a water chestnut for a satisfying crunch, or roast them like a potato for a deep, rich, artichoke-like flavor that is quite unlike anything else. One tip though, like horseradish, grow them in a contained space. They are enthusiastic spreaders and will take over an open bed, if you give them the chance.
Number 6 is a leafy green that I believe deserves so much more love than it gets. French sorrel, growing beautifully in zones 3 through 9. And here is what I love most about it. Right now, in the middle of summer, while your spinach has bolted and your lettuce has turned bitter in the heat, your French sorrel is sitting there lush, beautiful, and completely unbothered. It is a true summer champion. The flavor is bright, sharp, and citrusy, almost like lemon in leaf form, with a lovely tartness that wakes up everything it touches. A classic cold French sorrel soup is simply stunning on a warm summer evening. It goes beautifully with salmon, with eggs, stirred into a potato salad. Every year, the plant comes back bushier and more generous than the season before. If you want something fresh and exciting in your summer kitchen that isn't wilting in the heat, French sorrel is your answer.
Now, this next one, this is the plant that makes every single garden visitor stop mid-sentence and say, "Wait, what is that?" Egyptian walking onions. They grow in zones 3 through 9, and right now in summer, they are doing the most extraordinary thing. At the very top of their tall green stalks, little clusters of baby onion bulbs are forming. And as those clusters get heavier and heavier, the stalks begin to bend, slowly, gently, until the baby bulbs touch the soil and take root all on their own. That is how they walk across your garden. They plant themselves. You can harvest the green tops like chives all season long. The small bulbs have a mild, slightly spicy onion flavor that works beautifully in everything from salads to stir-fries, and the plant never needs replanting. Ever. It simply keeps walking, keeps spreading, keeps producing. If you have grandchildren who visit the garden, this is the one plant that will make their eyes go wide. It does the same thing to me every single year.
Number 8 is an old-fashioned heirloom that I think every serious home cook should have growing nearby. Lovage, thriving in zones 3 through 8. If you love the deep, warm flavor of celery, but you want something richer, more complex, with a hint of parsley and a touch of warmth, then lovage is going to become one of your most treasured garden plants. By midsummer, it grows into a stately, impressive bush, sometimes 4 or 5 feet tall, filling that corner of the garden with the most wonderful aroma. And in the kitchen, just a few leaves create an extraordinary depth of flavor in stocks, soups, and stews. It is one of those ingredients where a little goes a very long way. I use it in my summer chicken broth, and people always ask me what my secret ingredient is. Lovage comes back every spring stronger than before. Once you have it, you truly wonder how you ever cooked without it.
Number 9. Sea kale. Most people have never heard of this one,
But among experienced perennial gardeners, it has almost a quiet cult following. And once you grow it, you will immediately understand why. Sea kale grows in zones 4 through 9. In midsummer, it produces clouds of delicate, honey-scented white flowers that every bee and butterfly in the neighborhood will find their way to. It is simply lovely. But what truly sets sea kale apart is how much it gives you across the whole year. In early spring, you harvest the tender young shoots like asparagus. The flower buds can be eaten like broccoli. The young leaves cook down beautifully like spinach. And the roots can even be prepared like a rutabaga in winter. 4 different harvests from one plant that comes back stronger every single year without being replanted. In summer, just let it grow freely. It's building the deep root system that will power all of those harvests to come.
And here we are, number 10, the one I asked you to stay for, Good King Henry. Doesn't that name just sound like something out of an old English storybook? This plant grows in zones 5 through 9, and most American gardeners have genuinely never heard of it. But for centuries, across the cottage gardens of Europe, this was a beloved staple. It was the spinach before spinach. A deeply nutritious, rich, earthy green that generations of women grew in their kitchen gardens because it was reliable, generous, and asked for almost nothing in return. In summer, it appreciates a little shade, planted under a tree or near a taller plant. And all through the warm months, you can harvest its dark, velvety leaves and sauté them simply in butter with a little garlic. The flavor is deep and satisfying in a way that is hard to describe, but impossible to forget. And every spring, it comes back, without asking, without demanding anything from you at all. There is something I find deeply beautiful about growing a plant that connects you to all the women across history who grew this exact same thing in their own gardens. Grandmothers and great-grandmothers who knew things about feeding their families that most of us are only just rediscovering now. That is why I wanted you to stay for number 10.
Number 11 is one of the most dramatic-looking plants you can add to a garden, walking tree cabbage, also known as perennial tree kale or Jersey kale. This magnificent plant does best in zones 7 through 10. And unlike annual kales that bolt and struggle the moment summer gets serious, this perennial giant stands tall and strong through the entire warm season. It can grow several feet high with beautiful, ruffled, deep green leaves at the top, like a little tree right in your garden bed. Completely striking. Those leaves are extraordinarily nutritious, deeply rich in vitamins, perfect for sautéing, for soups, for a simple side dish of buttered kale with garlic. You can pick outer leaves all summer long and the plant simply keeps producing, never skipping a beat. It's also a wonderful conversation piece. Every visitor who sees it for the first time immediately wants to know, what on earth is that beautiful thing?
And our final perennial treasure today, garlic chives. Growing from zone 3 all the way to zone 9, one of the most universally adaptable plants on this entire list. While regular chives tend to fade back in the peak summer heat, garlic chives are just getting started. Late summer is when they produce the most delicate, star-shaped white flowers, little starbursts of white that draw every bee and butterfly in the garden straight to them. The flavor is gentle and lovely, a soft whisper of garlic rather than an overpowering shout. A quick snip with the scissors, and you can elevate everything from potato salad to scrambled eggs to a simple summer pasta. They are the finishing touch that makes a home-cooked meal feel truly thoughtful and special. And every year, they come back. Quietly, faithfully, without asking for a single thing from you except a little space and a little sunshine. So there they are, 12 beautiful, resilient, deeply generous plants that will come back to feed you and your family year after year, season after season, for decades to come. You know, I think there is a quiet kind of wisdom in the perennial garden. It teaches us that the very best things in life don't need to be rushed, replanted, or replaced every single year. They just need a little care, a little patience, and then they give back to us more generously than we ever imagined. Now, before you go, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 12 plants are you most excited to try? Is it the asparagus, the mysterious Good King Henry, the walking onions that plant themselves? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely read every single one, and your stories truly make my day. If this video brought you something useful, or simply a few peaceful minutes to breathe and think about your garden, it would mean the world to me if you gave it a thumbs up and shared it with a friend who loves to grow her own food. And subscribe to join our little gardening family here on the channel so we can walk through all the seasons together, side by side.